Today, you are going to meet the iPhone. This video tutorial is really meant for those folks who are thinking about getting an iPhone and they just want to know a little bit more about it. I'm not going to dive deep into all the features and benefits of the iPhone because that's going to be impossible to do in this video in the time that we have. So I thought I'd start with just a little bit of background and a little bit of history and some statistics that I think you might find interesting. So in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. Many people haven't heard of Martin Cooper, but Martin Cooper in 1973 invented the first cellular phone. And you can tell by the photograph that it was big, bulky, heavy, and not really super compatible. Fast forward to 2007, and Steve Jobs and his company Apple completely revolutionized the phone industry and so many other industries with the invention of the iPhone. In 2007, this is what the iPhone looked like. And fast forward to today, and it doesn't really look all that much different. What has really changed is, the physical size of the phone, obviously the components that make up the phone, but the basics that make up the phone really haven't changed in that time period. When it comes to Apple, this chart shows Apple's revenue in the third quarter of 2021. So their total revenue was $81.4 billion in one quarter. And out of that, 39.6 billion was just the sell of the iPhone. As of January 2021, there are over 1 billion iPhone users worldwide. The total revenue in 2020 of iPhone sales alone was close to $140 million. And in the US, 46.9% of people who own a smartphone own an iPhone. This is the one statistic that really blows me away. In 2013, iPhone alone generated more revenue than these companies as a whole. The fact that one product that Apple manufactures, the revenue from that generated more than all of Microsoft, all of Coca-Cola, and all of Disney. So what's the difference between a traditional flip phone versus a smartphone? They are both cell phones. And a cell phone is a telephone with access to cellular radio towers all over the world that allow people to connect to this network without any physical wires being connected. And we've seen these cellular towers all over. So a smartphone is a cell phone, but the big difference is a smartphone has built-in applications and internet access. So you can think of a smartphone as basically a mini computer that you have in the palm of your hand. But with the addition of what are called apps, there is almost no limit to what you can do with a smartphone. You can check your email, get turn-by-turn directions, make reservations at restaurants, do your shopping, get on the internet, and so much more. Smartphones have the ability to connect to the internet through both cellular and Wi-Fi. What exactly is Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi is short for wireless fidelity, and it refers to networking technology that allows computers and other devices to communicate and connect to the internet with no physical wires. Here are two examples of what basically a wireless router looks like. They come in different shapes and sizes and different costs, but basically they all do the same thing. These wireless routers are physically connected to an internet cable coming into your home. And then this router sends out a signal, a wireless signal that you can connect to with your smartphone, your printer, your laptop, your tablet, whatever it might be. Today in 2021, there are basically two platforms for smartphones, either Android or Apple. So I thought I'd do just a brief side-by-side comparison between the Android platform and the Apple iOS iPhone platform. Android is a platform designed by Google. iOS, or the iPhone, is from Apple. Android is what's referred to as an open source, customizable platform, which allows for anyone to develop apps, while Apple is a proprietary or closed system when it comes to app development. The big difference here is choice. With Android, you have over 12,000 different devices manufactured by over 1,300 brands. With Apple, you have 8 choices. There are 8 different iPhones, and they're all manufactured by one company, and that one company is Apple. Price, with Android, anywhere from $30 up to $1,800. And with Apple, starting price is around $399 and goes up to $1,600. So there's a big range in price, and what comes with that, in my opinion, is a big range in quality. And as you can see, they pretty much look the same. They are both smartphones. They just access information differently based on what's called the platform or the operating system that makes up that phone, either Android or the Apple iOS operating system. So, a smartphone is a cell phone plus a computer plus a music player plus a camera plus a GPS, a calendar, a book, a music store, a map, a weather report, a notebook, a photo album, a movie theater, a tip calculator, a voice recorder, a recipe guide, satellite service, magazine, bartender guide, beer guide, grocery list, movie theater, travel agent, stopwatch, bird guide, solitaire, medication reminder, flashlight, blackjack, satellite phone, dictionary, piano, book, alarm clock, astronomy guide, holy Bible, post-it note, financial guide, drum set, newspaper, and more. All of that the iPhone provides. How does it provide it? Through apps. There's no doubt you've heard of the term app, but you may not know exactly what an app is and what that means. An app is software that typically runs on a smartphone, most commonly on the iPhone, the iPad, and more recently within smart TVs. The term app is simply short for software application. You can purchase apps by using the App Store or the Google Play. So the App Store is an app on your iPhone, and that app allows you to purchase and download more apps. I've got a really good video here from Common Craft that does a good job of explaining what apps are.
The chances are you've been using apps for years. Your home or work computer has apps like a spreadsheet program, calculator, or photo editor. Recently, these apps or applications evolved in a big way. Let's start with platforms. You know, a place to put things. A table, in a basic sense, is a platform. You plug in some plates, cups, and flatware, and it turns into a great place to eat. Computers work the same way. They create platforms for software applications. A spreadsheet and an accounting app can turn a computer into a business tool. Music and video apps can make a computer a studio. For most of their history, apps have seemed big and expensive. We often bought them at a store and loaded them onto a computer with a disk. And most of these apps didn't connect to the internet. Recently, platforms changed in big ways. Our mobile phones and tablets became useful platforms just like our computers, and this enabled a different kind of app. Instead of big, expensive programs, many apps became smaller and cheaper. Instead of coming in a box or taking hours to download, they could be purchased or downloaded for free from the internet with a click, even on the go. This made apps collectible. For little investment, we could collect apps on our devices that reflect our needs and interests. One person's collection may focus on gaming, another, business, or both. Now, apps may wake you up in the morning, give you a snapshot of the news, play the music you like, help you get to the airport, check you in, and help you read your new book, all from the palm of your hand. To support all these new apps, we need online marketplaces that make them easy to purchase and download. This way, small teams and large organizations have a way to market, give away, or sell thousands of new apps. And these new apps have another advantage. Many are built to work with the internet. This means they can back up your work, play your music, or connect you with friends wherever you are without opening a web browser. But it's not just phones and tablets. Computers, browsers, social networks, and gaming systems have all become platforms for a new generation of apps. So apps aren't really new. What have changed are platforms and marketplaces that make them easy to purchase and collect for whatever you need to do.
Your iPhone comes with about 30 different built-in apps. So let's kind of go over just kind of briefly what they are. So your iPhone has two cameras, a front-facing and a rear-facing camera. So you have a camera app to take photographs and video. When you take a photograph or a video, that photograph is stored in your Photos app. Your Photos app works like a photo album that contains all the photos that you've taken on your iPhone. You've got a built-in health monitor app, text messaging app, obviously a phone app to make phone calls, FaceTime. FaceTime is Apple's built-in video chat app. The built-in mail app allows you to connect your email address and multiple email addresses through a single app. You've got the App Store and the iTunes Store. I had mentioned the App Store earlier. The App Store is the app you use to download and purchase more apps. The iTunes Store is the app that you would use to purchase music, movies, TV shows, audiobooks, and so on. Built-in calendar app, Maps app. Safari is the built-in web browser app. This app allows you to browse the internet, Google things, and visit any website that you want to visit on the internet. The Wallet app is a really great app. It stores your credit cards so that you can pay for items at the store, grocery store, you're shopping, and you can pay for items through the Wallet app because your credit cards can be stored within that app. You've got the Music app, an app to take notes, news, your Contacts app that stores all the addresses, phone numbers, email addresses for all the various people that you want to be able to contact through your iPhone. The iBooks app allows you to read books on your iPhone. Game Center, weather reports, reminder app, clock, stock markets, calculator, voice memos, and so on. And there are even more apps available built into your iPhone. Another really popular feature is Siri. Siri is not an app per se, but it's a built-in voice assistant. You can say the words, "Hey Siri," and then Siri will be activated and can look up what you want to look up on your phone. As of the recording of this video, there are 8 different iPhones that are available. There are 2 versions of the iPhone 13 Pro, and they start at $999 and up. You've got the iPhone 13, starts at $699. Again, there are 2 versions of that. And the different versions are the storage, the amount of storage that you want. So for $699, you get a certain amount of storage. If you want to pay more for storage, the price increases. There's the iPhone 12. This also comes in a mini version, an iPhone 12 mini. There's the iPhone SE. This is the lowest price iPhone on the market and also the smallest physical iPhone. This is the one that I have, and it starts at $399. And lastly, there's the iPhone 11, which starts at $499. Basically, how this works is every year, Apple comes out with newer versions of the iPhone. So the next version that will come out will probably be called the iPhone 14. And then Apple basically just gradually discontinues these older models. Many times you can get an older model through a third party like Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile. What's really important when it comes to smartphones and tablets and all of this touch technology is how the technology works. This next video is really short, but it does an excellent job of explaining how this touch technology works.
Touchscreens allow you to control cool gadgets by moving and tapping your finger on the screen. Have you ever wondered how these screens work? Believe it or not, under the surface of a touchscreen device, there are thousands of tiny wires that form a grid, each much smaller than a human hair. Each wire has a tiny electrical signal flowing through it. As you move your finger near a particular wire, its signal changes a tiny bit. Touchscreen devices can detect this small change to know exactly which wires your finger is near. The touchscreen has a special chip that translates the electrical signals from the wire grid into a position on the screen, allowing you to scroll your finger, tap a button, and more. Amazingly enough, you're controlling the device without actually touching anything other than its surface. Now you have the magic touch.
Before you buy an iPhone, you do want to think about your data plan. What exactly is a data plan? A data plan is a service offered by a mobile carrier that allows users to access the internet through 3G, 4G, LTE, and now 5G networks. Data plans come in a variety of costs, sizes, depending on the mobile carrier, and some even allow for unlimited data consumption. In the US, these are kind of your major brands: Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Cricket, Boost, and Consumer Cellular. There are more, but I would say these are the top players. When it comes to data plans, an ever-increasing amount of apps and services require access to the internet. If you are not at a location where you can use Wi-Fi, this means you will need to connect to your mobile data network. When it comes to a data plan, you are allowed a certain amount of data per month. 1 gigabyte, 2 gigabytes, 15 gigabytes. It just depends on your plan. And when you are not connected to Wi-Fi, you are using your data plan. But if you can connect your iPhone to Wi-Fi, either in your home or at work or places that you frequent, connecting to the Wi-Fi is great because you won't use your data plan. That's it for meeting the iPhone. I hope you picked up a little bit of information here. And thank you so much for joining me for this quick little Meet the iPhone tutorial. I hope you found it useful. For more information on group or private in-home instruction, please visit my website, DanielTeaches.com, or you can call me at 585-902-8450, or email me at Daniel@DanielTeaches.com.